Today I want to discuss a little bit about the relationship between reaching the truth versus your survival needs and the sort of inverse relationship of them. So, in this world, in order to survive, like I'm just talking about basic survival, like paying your bills, you have to sort of fit in with the crowd. Otherwise, they're not going to, pay you, whether it's a business or job you're doing. So you have to please your customers, basically. So that's generally how you can get paid. But when it comes to truth-seeking and the highest level of this, it's like the opposite of that. Because the highest truth is really not of this world. And so you're not going to be able to earn money from speaking the highest truth. Because it's actually very uncomfortable for most people to hear it. And really, I can share a little more about what I've been doing. I've taken literally $0 from my work, not directly. And all the work I've been doing has been in the background. Hardly anyone even knows about it. So this is true, if you're a true spiritual, person and trying to, change the world, this is really what happens in the background. So, I'm not here to, get someone's approval. And really, most of what I experience is, resistance and attacks. But nevertheless, my words have been changing this world. In, various ways, through my own personal relationships as well as spiritual communities I was a part in. And again, almost nobody understands what I've been doing. And so a lot of people, they're relying on this work as, a source of income. But when you do that, you're inclined to lose certain aspects. You cannot really be authentic. So nobody's going to pay me for, being strict about, where they're not being loving or where they're being false. Nobody wants to pay for that. But that's actually what you have to do in this world in order to change it and turn it back to the kingdom of heaven. I mean, I've tried going easy on people, and that doesn't work. It doesn't make people change in general. And this world, it's like I said, it's running on ego consciousness. It's not going to just change itself. I mean, that would take a long time if you're just waiting for people to change. So if you want to quicken the process, you have to intervene. And the intervention is not necessarily be a nice guy. So do you see what I'm saying? If you can't be a nice guy a lot of the times, then you can't tie this with survival, paying your bills. It's a direct inverse relationship. So, and I see some people who are relatively awake, though not fully, they're relying on this as their main source of income, and they're kind of trapped in placating to people. But it's not the truth when you just keep doing that. So, I mean, I do have some empathy for that too. It's it's a kind of trap. It's preventing yourself from growing further, and you're kind of locking other people in it as well. So, I mean, there's degrees of this. Some of the worst cases I've seen are actually from the therapy profession. Because there are some people in there who are really not incentivized the right way, and they're just trying to keep their patients sick in order to get them to keep seeing them. This is the worst case of it. And, these people have a lot of spiritual powers, but they're misusing it. And so this is what could happen if you solely rely on, healing, spirituality as your main source of income. And I can sympathize, of course, that everyone needs money to live. But I'm just saying, just watch out that you may be inclined to say certain things that you wouldn't if money wasn't involved. You may be going out of your way to please people that you wouldn't otherwise have to. Because your true self does not really feel like doing that. So if you're doing that, it's really not your true self. That's a kind of survival strategy you have to build. And like I said, in some of the worst cases, it's you see this person turning into an actor for other people just so they can gain, them as a customer. I mean, that's what this whole world is about. You can't really be yourself and survive here. So I'm just saying, it'd be wise to plan around this, in the future where you don't have to rely on this solely if you want the truth. Because that's what I had to do. I would not have arrived to a true father if I was relying on this work as my main source of income. I don't think so. So that's all, and I just want to point out this inverse relationship. Because your true self really does not feel necessary to placate to egos in this world. That's how it is.